viewers, welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest transfer stories, starting with Joao Felix as the Atletico Madrid forward still continue to push for a possible Barca move, as Atletico have given the go-ahead for the player to sort out his future before the end of the transfer window. We are going to be discussing on that as we move ahead. Then, secondly, talking about his Barca young prodigy, Aleix Valle, as the Barca starlet will get chances on the US tour as first team regular recovers from injury. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, as we get right into the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right out to the very end. It is rare for a contracted player in the world of football to openly come out and acknowledge their desire to defend another crest. That, however, has not stopped Atletico Madrid's Joao Felix from talking about his desire to sign for FC Barcelona. As Fabrizio Romano did reveal the other night, the Portuguese recently gave an open statement regarding the same. He said, "I would love to play for Barcelona. Barca have always been my first choice and I would love to join them." He went on to call Barca his dream club and said it was something he had hoped would materialize for a long time. He said, "It was always my dream since I was a child. If it happens, it will be a dream come true for me." Atletico Madrid and Joao Felix have been at open war against each other in recent weeks after the youngster's return from his loan spell at Chelsea. Los Rojiblancos stripped him of the number 7 shirt earlier this summer and even asked him to train with the youth team in recent weeks. With a move to Chelsea looking unlikely and his relationship with Diego Simeone almost non-existent, the Portuguese future is up in the air. He has several suitors at his doorsteps as things stand and would prefer to move to his dream club, FC Barcelona. Given that Barca have held a long-standing interest in the versatile attacker, there is a chance that they might act on Joao Felix's "come and get me" plea, as long as the move would fit into their current economic situation. Joao Felix made 16 Premier League appearances at Stamford Bridge last season, scoring 4 goals in the process. Yet, it is fair to say that the player's spell with the English Giants was largely underwhelming. Of course, Joao Felix continued to make headlines, since he had that bombshell interview where he spoke highly about Barca and his desire to join the club, claiming that it has always been a dream for him to play for the Blaugrana. And of course, that have alerted Barcelona. It have really alerted Barcelona. But now, when we look at the current financial situation, it will be very difficult. It will be difficult for Barca to materialize that deal. And when the report also came out that Atletico have given the player permission to sort out his future, or maybe they are also open for Barca to loan the player, but it's still very expensive for Barca to do all that. And just imagine, you can imagine how the level of the broke nature of the club is causing our downfall in the sense that we can't sign players that we really want to sign. I mean, Joao Felix is a very good player that many big clubs would like to have him in their ranks. And same with Bernardo Silva, who has also said he really likes to play for Barca, despite interest elsewhere from Saudi Arabia and PSG. But Barca's hands are tight. Barca cannot fund any of the move because they don't have the money. They don't have the money, and you can see where things are going wrong for us. We can't compete with the big boys in Europe. How can we call ourselves one of the big clubs in Europe? It's just now the reputation that is left. Apart from that, you can say Barca is a club that aspires for something very big, like Champions League or something like that. Because when we talk about clubs that are competing at the highest level, those are clubs that have the best players. Those are clubs that have the most valuable players. But Barca don't, because they don't have money to get those players. Just imagine if we had the money, Joao Felix and Bernardo Silva could have been coming to Barca without any shadow of a doubt. It's still a very complicated situation. Financial fair play have really ruined Barcelona because even if Barca had the money currently, they'll still be trying to trim down the wage bill, by the way. But more to that, it's just worse because the money is not even there. With the financial fair play is almost catching up with us. So it's just a situation where things look so complicated. Then moving on to the final story of discussion, as Barca embark on yet another pre-season tour to the United States, there are numerous players who are looking to establish themselves ahead of the new campaign. However, one of the players who might not see much action is Alejandro Valle, one of the rising stars in Spanish football last season. The young left back is still recovering from his ankle injury he sustained towards the end of the previous campaign. But according to Sport, Barde's current injury could prove to be a boon for another Barca youngster in Aleix Valle. The 19-year-old has been one of the surprise inclusions in Xavi's setup as Barca begin the tour and could receive a few opportunities to impress during the tour. A native of Barcelona, Valle has been part of the Barca youth setup for a while. Was notably loaned out to FC Andorra, a club partly owned by Gerard Piqué, for the second half of last season. He even ended up featuring in 7 matches in the second division. Although Valle has not been able to play to help Andorra earn a promotion to the top flight, he has clearly done enough to impress Xavi. A left back by trade, the Spaniard had made early impression with his performances for Rafa Marquez's team last season. And with Bade still not 100% good, Valle could get a few opportunities to start in Barca's upcoming friendlies in the US. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.